Luke here and welcome back to another video. Now the way that this intro is being filmed is really rather confusing actually. I'm currently editing the video you're about to watch, but I thought that I'd redo the intro purely because the way I introduced the video is not how the video went really. We're in Modena today and we are going to be visiting both the Ferrari Museum, the Enzo Ferrari Museum, two different places, and also the Pagani Museum. Initially it was just going to be planned to just be the Ferrari Museum, but we kind of found out that there were multiple others and we ran out of time, and anyway, it was all very confusing, but yeah, it's a day of kind of touring through some of the museums really. We see some incredible cars, and first off is the Ferrari Museum in Maranello, which was super cool. So yeah, I'll hand you back to the other Luke to get on with the video. How cool is this then? So let me walk you through all this really. Well, basically, you already know what that is. That's an 812 Superfast. But this right here is the body and chassis of a Superfast. And you know what? It's so cool to see a car in this state. And you can really look around it and put the exposure up and stuff. You can see right in there. And I presume that this is literally, well, a real size, a real chassis and body for a Superfast. Obviously, it has no interior or anything. It's just the bare metal. How cool is that? So cool. It's kind of like a brushed aluminium kind of finish. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, so cool to see that. Of course, we have the finished car here. Very clean and subtle spec actually, but I'm just going to whiz straight past that and show you the engine, one of the Superfast's greatest assets, which is that naturally aspirated 6.5 litre V12, 800 horsepower on this, and that's why it has to have such a big bonnet, because it has such a massive lump. But anyway, I've just spied something which you know I like, so I'm going to whiz on through here. You can probably already see it. We found gold, guys. Yes. I swear, every single room in this place just completely blows me out of the water. You can probably tell in this video that I'm really not thinking straight. It's just because I'm trying to grab my jaw off the floor the whole time. I mean, here we got 340mm, 250 TDF, the original TDF, a Dino, and then a prototype F40 at the end, one of only like 7 worldwide, extremely rare, and like triple the price of an already £1 million car. But the car I really want to focus on here is this. Now, for those of you who do not know what this is, well, actually, it's not a real car. It's a clay model, and it is a one-off car based off of the 458 Italia, commissioned by Eric Clapton. Now, pretty distinctively, like I said, it's based off of a 458, but it's got some real heritage and design cues taken from Eric's favourite Ferrari, the 512 BB. Now, I have done a video on the real car, actually. Like I said, this is not the real car. This is the scale model, which I'll show you in detail in a second. I saw the real car over in London, actually, at the HRO service facility. Super cool thing. And like I said, it's completely one-off, and that's one of the special things which Ferrari offer to their elite customers, where you can literally design your own car. And so even seeing the clay model is rare, let alone the actual car. So yes, like I mentioned, this is not a real car by any means. It is in fact a clay model, a very heavy clay model in fact. Now this is the kind of extent which you go through in the special projects department. You literally plan it all out, and it, to be fair, design of one of these projects takes about 5 years on average, and I suppose this is the kind of final tweaks really, and final model of the car before it actually goes into production. So yeah, like I mentioned, based off of the 458, as you might be able to tell from the wheels, some of the shapes, and in fact the engine, which is a 4.5 litre V8, hence the name 458 by the way. But the reason it's taken multiple design cues from the 512 BB is, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, his first ever Ferrari, a Ferrari he had when he was younger. So he's kind of just merged his kind of ideal Ferrari together, and that is literally the idea of the special projects department. So, I mean, on the real car it's more distinct, but you have these like air boxes at the top of the engine lid here. You can also see some of the flying buttresses, the historical door handles, although that is not a door handle, that's literally just a sticker on the door. Oh, and these brake calipers, by the way, are cardboard. But coming away from the car, actually, I just want to show you this little board here, because I mean this is kind of what you can do for tailor-made, let alone the special projects department. So I suppose the way you can spec a car is in 3 tiers, like a standard spec, which is, well, dare I say standard really. Then you can go to the tailor-made department, get some of the options like wooden accents on the steering wheel. You can have like silver carbon, some of the special colours, and stitches as well. So you've got little codes for all the stitches: greens, reds, yellows, whites, purples. I mean, you name it, you can have it. Different seats, luggage, and everything really. I mean, and that is the whole aim of tailor-made. You can create your own bespoke spec. But then you go up a notch and go to the special projects side, and you can literally design, spec, and make your ideal car, let alone a spec of a car. So yeah, extremely special and really quite cool to see the clay model, because obviously I've seen the real car, I think it was about a year ago now actually. I just say I've seen this as well. Is quite an achievement really, especially with all these other cars which are keeping it company. Excusing the loud thing going on in here, but obviously Ferrari aren't known just for their road cars. Of course, they participate in F1 and they have a massive motorsport pedigree and heritage really, hence this huge trophy wall here. But I've just come across a room full of V8 and V10 F1 cars from the noughties and the 90s. Flipping incredible to see all these here. I mean, I don't know much about the specific models or years especially, but just so cool to see. And I imagine, from what I understand, these are cars which have raced, which is super cool. And then if I just pan around again, you might be able to spy an Enzo in the corner. It's just heaven everywhere, and I just can't stop smiling. What have you found, Chloe? What's this?
I don't know. Go through a little timeline. So that's
oh, cool.
Oh, 2020. Oh, keeping us on our toes.
Oh, so also we've got FF. Oh, I see. So this is like the timeline of all the kind of tourers, I suppose you could say. Oh, cool. Oh, and obviously they're all here, by the way. Obviously. Such a cool place. Colour on this though. Awesome. Oh, okay. Oh, do you see what I see?
Yeah, I see what you see.
Wow. Okay. This is cool. What do we all think of this then? The FXXK Evo, the latest edition of Ferrari's XX program. The Evo is basically a kit which fits onto the original FXXK. So the Evos aren't new chassis, they're basically essentially modified FXXKs. This car is overall 90 kilograms lighter than the standard LaFerrari, pushing 1,036 brake horsepower, 664 Newton meters of torque. It's a beast. I mean, just look at some of the aerodynamics. That diffuser, unbelievable. We've got the shark fin, which was introduced to the Evo. It's just so aggressive. On the standard FXXK, there was only these little winglets, which kind of came right on the corner of the car. But now in the Evo, you've got this split wing, which basically joins those two bits together. You've got a completely redesigned interior. This specific car is number 54. It's a customer car. As you can see, the name and the flag here. It's an American guy who owns it, I presume. So you've got the American flag, Rosso Corsa, with the grey and white livery. Such a cool car. Only I think about 30 or 50 were made. So extremely special to see. And I was kind of low-key hoping that one was going to be here. So I'm very, very happy to have seen one, but what a car. Welcome to the Pagani Museum, well, and factory actually. The factory is next door. We've just got our tickets and everything, and I thought that I'd start the video right here, or this section of the video anyway, because I mean, we've got a few cool little model cars. In fact, no, a lot of very cool model cars, but the thing I want to focus on is this at the end the Zonda R. Now only 15 of these are in existence. It is pretty much the most hardcore car that Pagani have ever made, and what I can't help but think right now is I wonder if they're going to do the same, or like a repetition with the Huayra. Full satin carbon body, red stripe. I've personally seen 2 or 3 of these, I think. This one's a new one for me, but yeah, absolutely insane. Look at that wing. Where do I even begin? We have a line of Zondas here. I can't quite see right what is right up in that corner because there's some sort of tour going on. But I think let's start with this, probably arguably one of the most famous Zondas. This is La Nonna, the car that has been used as testing for the whole 20 years that the Zonda has been in production, I suppose, because obviously this year is the 20th anniversary of the Zonda, which is mental, and there's lots of different bits and bobs going on here in the museum and the factory to celebrate that, and actually around the world as well, and hopefully there should be something in the UK later on in the year. Anyway, this car has been restored multiple times, and you might be wondering, why has it been restored multiple times? Well, it's done 500,000 kilometres, 500,000 kilometres, which is pretty mental. I mean, obviously it's been restored and put into the museum here, which I suppose is quite a shame, but this thing, the heritage, if this ever goes up for sale, I can only imagine what would happen. Up and up and up and up. But it's priceless, essentially. To think that it's been used to test the C12 and the C12S, the Zonda F, the Zonda F Club Sport, the Roadster, and then the 760s. I mean, it's unbelievable. Looks really cool as well. Full carbon body, and of course it's got that 6.3 litre naturally aspirated V12 from AMG. Work of art, but that's not the only Zonda, so follow me. Zonda S, Zonda F, Zonda F Roadster, a Zonda Cinque, and another Zonda R. That is what I was missing when this tour was kind of covering that, but look at this line. Unbelievable. Let's start with the Zonda S actually. Now this car originally was ordered for an Arab prince, according to this little plaque down here, and it was actually in a French movie called Michel Vey, I don't know what that says, but it's chassis number 20, very iconic spec, and has remained that way ever since, with the matching blue wheels, cream interior, and of course you've got that split wing with the C12s. Super cool car, and a car which I've been lucky enough to see on multiple occasions, so it's cool to sit here. We then have the Zonda F. Now one thing I do love about the Zonda F is you can get this kind of red carbon details around the rear lights. Of course, it's not red carbon all the way around, because we can see we've just got standard black exposed carbon. Really cool spec. I love these wheels. I think personally they're one of the most iconic wheel designs around. Super cool, super clean spec, and look awesome in chrome. Now one thing actually which is really cool about this is we can kind of see the evolution of the Zonda. So we've got the split wing of the S, and then of course things get a little bit more mental. To think that, well, this was built in 2003, to think how that was regarded as mental in the day, and then we come all the way along, we've got stuff like the F Roadster, and an awesome colour actually. Then we've got stuff like the Cinque, 5 Roadsters, 5 Coupes, this one of the Roadsters, and I believe chassis 1 of 5, oh no, sorry, chassis 5, sorry. And then we have the R, which, like I was saying at the beginning of this segment, arguably the most ridiculous Pagani that has ever been made. And yeah, I was not expecting to see 2 in one place, I must say. But yeah, the Cinque, especially the Roadster, one of, if not my favourite Zonda, or Pagani of that matter. Just look at that roof scoop. And this lineup, man, absolute heaven. Well then, what a place. God, it's bright out here. Yeah, that is absolutely mental. I think there was about eight Zondas. There was a Huayra in there, which I didn't even really point on really, but I was just too busy, just in awe. And that might have been a pre-production Huayra actually, but how cool was that?
It was alright, wasn't it?
Yeah, moderately average.
It was amazing.
Now, Ferrari's quite nearby, isn't it? The Enzo Ferrari Museum. Even though we've already been to one of them today, there's another one apparently. So why not? We're doing a bit of a museum tour thing. So yeah,
Sunny.
it's lovely, isn't it? Lovely. Right, Ferrari, let's go. So after visiting what we thought was the Ferrari Museum here in Modena, we found out that there is an Enzo Ferrari Museum, which is, because I'm here now, on the other side of town, and this is where we are now to finish off the day. Now we're in the engine room by the looks of it. We literally have one of each engine by the looks of it, so I think we'll whiz around that. And well, yeah, it's Ferrari, so I'm gonna love it. So let's go. This is seriously cool. Then something you don't really see every day. I mean, obviously, normally if you come to a museum, you'd see the cars as a whole, not just the engines on their own. Look at this. They're all just absolute works of art. Now, I do recognise this one to be the Enzo engine, from what I can understand anyway. I'm trying to go through and kind of recognise them. This, I think, is an F12, maybe an FF. Yeah, look at all this. Look at the size of this one. It's unbelievable. Just whizzing through them all. And then at the end, actually before that, look at this. They are just a work of art though, aren't they? Absolute work of art. I'm going to whiz straight on down here though, because have a look at this. Chloe's taking some photos at the moment. Lovely place, lovely environment as well. On the outside of town, there's a Dino up that side as well. Awesome, awesome place. Look at all this. Ah, look at this. So this is literally the inside of a LaFerrari. So we've got that 6.5 litre naturally aspirated V12 paired to a hybrid curve system, making it a total power output of 963 brake horsepower. Absolute beast. And it's so cool to see it up close like this. The headers there, electric engine. I'm properly nerding out here. So cool. Do you see why I like Ferrari now? We've got a 250 Cali, we've got a 750 Monza up there, 500 TRC, we've got the new SP1 Monza up there, we've got a 250 GTO, 275 GCB. Heaven, 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 heaven. Oh, dearie me, look at this, look at this. Wow. Very, very cool. Is this blue posi? I can't tell if it's a very dark blue or a black. Wow. Incredible. 250 GTO. Many, 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 many millions worth. Yeah, no, it does look blue actually. You see that? I think it is blue posi. Anyway, we've got a 250 Lusso in a really cool colour actually. Look at that. Awesome colour on this 275 GTB. I like how they're all in different colours. Very cool. We've got a Super America up there. Daytona Spider. Deary me. And that, I'm going to go have a look at that now because that looks stunning. Look at that. Holy moly's. Look at this. I mean, if this came up behind you, that's quite scary. I mean, the road presence of this thing, yet how simple it is. I mean, from this angle right up front, you can just see, let me zoom out, see the rear wheel arches here, just how pronounced they are. Obviously, this is the SP1, so it's a single-seater. For me, I think the SP1 is going to be slightly rarer because, obviously, the practicality, you lose that. But what a special car. This is the start of a new series for Ferrari called the Icona series, where they kind of reminisce some of their 50s cars, like the 750 Monza, which is up there. You can see that kind of hump on one of the sides, and just that kind of bubble kind of style and look. And it's just so cool how they've modernised it. Now this car shares the same lump as the 812 Superfast, so you know for sure it's going to sound amazing. So 6.5 litre V12, which is of course naturally aspirated, 800 horsepower. I love these wheels, how simplistic they are. There's nothing complicated, it's all very simple, it's not over-designed, you know, like some cars nowadays are. Moving around to the back, I love this from the back. Just look at that for a brake light. 4 exhausts. And you've got a little fog light there as well. I mean, it just is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, this is the second SP1 that I've been lucky enough to see. I saw both an SP1 and SP2 at the Finale Mondiale in October last year. This is a different car. looks absolutely stunning, and I'm sure some of the customer specs must be starting to roll out soon. So it's going to be really, really exciting to see them come out and be made, really, and see them on the road, because that is going to be really, really special. Very interesting to see if we see one in the rain as well, because obviously this has no windscreen, no roof, nothing. In fact, let's just have a little peek into the cockpit, because obviously being a one-seater, you've got it literally all designed around you. Got all the aircon and different buttons and stuff down there. The steering wheel, fairly familiar from some of the newer Ferraris, but it's just so simple. Yeah, it's so cool. Absolutely stunning bit of kit. True pleasure to see it here in this awesome place. It's huge. I think you're probably fed up of me drooling over various cars in various museums now, but what a day. Gone to 2 Ferrari museums and also the Pagani Museum. Tomorrow morning, ultimately, we leave Modena, but before that, we're heading to Lamborghini. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that video, because once we do that, we're going to Monaco. It's going to be very, very interesting. But anyway, I think I'm going to round today's video up here. I hope you guys have enjoyed some awesome cars featured in today's video. Pretty blown away by it already. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe for all the adventures still to come.